Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Unofficially Opinionated. I'm Christian. This is Nate.
Nate.
What's up?
What's up? What's up?
It's time for our review of episode 2 of season 2 of Good
Yes.
Omens.
Yes.
So we did the reaction, we watched it together, we had a good time, and now our thoughts. So, Nate, what'd you think of episode 2 of
It
season
was
2?
so intriguing. Like, you know what? I was thinking while I was watching it, someone had said in one of in our comments that there was, I guess, less biblical related content in season 2 than in season 1.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay, that's cool. But I don't find that that is the case so
Not
far.
yet, at
It's
least. Yeah.
yeah, not yet. The first 2 episodes were heavily based on biblical concepts, you know? I mean, it's like the literal struggle is a biblical concept, you know? But anyways, that's a side note. I loved it. I laughed so hard. Oh my god, I thought I wasn't going to be able
Yeah.
to breathe. Oh my
I was like, if we can
goodness.
be able to continue, because Nate is having a serious problem.
It was such a kind of like slapstick moment, I suppose, but it was just so perfect. It was-
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he got rid of those goats, which we thought he obliterated them, but he turned them
yeah,
into
turned
crows
into
or ravens, whatever you want to call
whatever.
them,
Yeah,
blackbirds.
but I liked it. It was very thought provoking, I guess, from a religious standpoint. Um, excuse me. I mean, because to be honest, I think it is mostly coming from a religious standpoint, given the the subject matter, right?
Right.
But like they are very much playing along the lines of um kind of misreading, misunderstanding, misinterpreting the Bible. Um, what if kind of like the show Lucifer,
Mm-hmm.
the Marvel show. I think it's Marvel, or is it DC? I think it's Marvel.
It's Marvel.
Um, yeah,
No, it's not. It's DC.
it's DC. Yeah, so, I don't know, but anyway, sort of like along those lines, where maybe we're misunderstanding it, whatever. And to be honest, listen, it was written. The Bible was written by humans, so there's a lot that could be miswritten.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
I
So
don't even take it as necessarily like misreading. I think it's them kind of giving
a different spin
alternate
to it.
interpretation,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
Or at least, yeah, like expanding on it in a way that maybe, isn't obvious in the text, right?
Right.
So, hey, what if you
Hmm.
read it this way, right? Or
Right.
what if this is what was actually happening behind the scenes? That's stuff that it doesn't say, you
Right.
know. He just grew. I mean, we saw Aziraphale just tearing up that meat. He's like, ew, no, I don't eat meat. And he was like,
Yeah. Right.
he was like, next thing you see, he's like mouth greasy, just the
And
whole
he could
cow
not
is
stop.
gone. Right? It's like gorging himself, which is
Oh
funny because
man.
not only are you eating it, but you're being a glutton about it,
Right.
right? Like it's not just, oh, I'm just eating it. Like you're like gluttony is one of those 7 deadly sins, right? Like you're
Right.
literally
Yeah.
just like blah, 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 blah. So that was interesting. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Do you- I'm curious. Do you think? Does it seem like they're going to somehow redeem Gabriel's character? You
Yeah.
know,
I was wondering that from the first episode. And if they are, is it because he wanted to be redeemed, or is it because someone is kind of forcing him to be redeemed? And
yeah,
is that a possibility?
right.
I feel like they're trying to redeem him. I feel like they are trying to, um, but for what reason, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see whether one, he was simply mistaken the whole time,
Hmm.
right? And once he sees the light, he's like, "Oh, I was wrong."
Hmm.
Or did we just misunderstand him the whole time? Right? Like we didn't see it from his
Excuse me.
perspective, and what he was doing, he was coming from a good place. We just didn't see that because of our perspective.
Right. Well, he does seem to be much like Aziraphale, and I'm doing this because I was told to do it, and this is the way it's supposed to be.
Hmm.
Right. Rather than I'm thinking about this. Let's and this is the way it needs to be. Uh, like he's coming at us. Sorry, he is more coming at it, I think, from the perspective of what I would consider just Christians in general do. They doing it because they were taught to do it, and this is how it's supposed to be done. Um, but I think that there are some of those type of people who are like, this is the way I want it to be done, and I think that's kind of what Michael is portraying, more so is not I'm doing this because it's supposed to be this way. Michael and that other angel who I don't know who has that name.
Yeah, I always forget the name. The black one?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
she's kind of she's really just
Seems to kinda
rude.
have kind
Sh-
of a stereotypical angry black woman issue. Like, she's
Yeah,
just kind of,
true.
like, always like, like, why does she gotta be the one, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
What I think is interesting is how seemingly the only the only angels and demons that we see kind of having this conflict
Hmm.
are those that seem to actually, in some ways, understand what's going on, right? Like,
Have the
because
conflict of.
the conflict of, "Am I doing the correct thing?"
Oh,
Like, and
right. Okay.
outside of Crowley and Aziraphale, everyone else seems to be very ignorant of how things work,
Right.
just
Yeah,
period,
that's
right?
true.
They
Yeah.
just don't they're just not clued into anything, and
Hmm.
so it's very easy to just do what you were told to do because you don't comprehend anything going on,
Right. And you
right?
don't
Like,
ask questions. You're
yeah, they
afraid
don't
to.
ask questions because question for what? Like, it's like, they're not even
That's
they don't
true
even know
too.
enough to even ask a question. They're just like, "Oh, this is happening. This okay, cool," and then goodbye. Like, nothing
Right.
is causing them to question it because they don't even know or understand enough. It's really interesting. It's really weird. Like,
But I think also the question is, would they even want to ask
right?
questions?
Well,
You know?
that's what I'm curious about. Is like once Gabriel kind of has some of the experiences of being a human and being on Earth and like starting to understand these things,
Hmm.
when he comes to himself, will that stuff kind of cause him to be like them? Right? Like
Right.
once you eat the fruit, right?
Right.
It's kind of like Aziraphale and Crowley like ate the fruit in that way, to
Right.
use the
Yeah.
metaphor, but also, like
Hmm.
they know, and now they have kind of this issue of now I can't just do
Right.
because now I
Yeah.
know.
Hmm. That's interesting. I don't. That's interesting. Yeah. But I'm also interested in this fact that Aziraphale lied,
Yeah.
and they make it seem as though that is a positive, angelic, or heavenly thing, right? So the concept is, so heaven is wretched. I'm just going to put that out there. For in this show, heaven
Hmm.
is wretched. They're just This is full of a bunch of wretched, almost full. There's the one angel who at the beginning, or the what did she call herself? A scriven scriver, I think it
Yeah, I
is.
think Scrivener, yeah, something,
Scrivener,
yeah.
yeah. She seems, nice enough, kind of like in the Aziraphale realm. But the rest of them just are kind of wretched people, also people in hell. You really can't tell the difference between the two,
Yeah.
the way that they act. Um, but oh man, I lost my train of thought because I was trying to call her a
Right.
Scrivener.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever.
Well,
Anyways, I lost it.
but it's almost like they're not even acting out of malice in any way. They're acting out of indifference. Like it's not they literally just are doing what they're told and they don't have any care about him. Like if it was ants for us.
Hmm.
Like they just don't care.
Yeah.
Like they're not like, "Ooh, I enjoy causing pain per se."
Hmm.
They're like, this is what we would do." And like
Right.
these things don't matter.
Hmm.
Right? Because they've never come to know the things to care about them.
Yeah. I guess
Um
that's true.
I
I
mean,
mean,
some of the
they.
demons seem to care about causing havoc, but really they're just doing what they're told. Like, what I mean? Like, they're not
Right.
I don't see them having a lot of, like, fun and joy. They're all just kind of going to work, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's very
Maybe
strange.
this is the way, because I'm interested in knowing what, like when they were writing this, or at least for the show, when they were writing this, they were like, so these are the rules that each. These are the rules. This is how they interact, right? So anytime we write a scene or something like that, it has to portray kind of this. theme, right? And so I'm wondering if it was written in a way that heaven and hell are all learning from the human experience,
Mhm.
right? So heaven may think that they have it all right, um, but God's not talking to any of them. He's not or she, sorry. God's not talking to any of them, um, and so they heaven and hell are figuring this out by being kind of forced to interact with humans. And
Yeah.
it seems like Aziraphale and Crowley are the closest to figuring it out than the rest of the angelic and demonic forces.
Right. Yeah. It's so crazy
Interesting.
how they really delegated this to these solely these 2 beings, right? So, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how many other planets they're responsible for. They're not really showing us that, right? But it's like,
Mhm.
as far as this Earth thing, each of them gave one individual responsibility to know what's happening there,
Right.
and the rest
Mhm.
of them have 0
Right. Yeah.
care to even understand, like, even how babies work, right?
Right.
Like, they didn't even understand enough to be like, "This is weird." Gabriel was like, "Yeah, I was there when they yeah, the rib thing makes sense, like, cool, but
Right. Yeah.
what?" Like, and, like, not even to not know, but, like, to never even look to care, right? Like,
Right.
if you were
Yeah.
just to glance down here for a couple days, you would see what humans are doing and how they're
Right.
making
Yeah.
babies. But
Yeah.
you just don't even like, you just come down and say a couple things and leave, and you don't know anything about it. It's just so crazy to me to be so
So, like,
disconnected from it.
are they doing other things than interacting with Earth?
Seems like they must have something else that they're doing with their
Mm.
time other
Right.
than being concerned with the minutia of happening here. Like,
Right.
this is something happening, Aziraphale or Crowley, like, that's your job. You do this, right? And you
Mhm.
let us know what's going on. Other than
Right.
that, we don't care.
And
But
that's yeah.
at least on the hell side, they were reporting in out here doing things,
Mhm.
right? To like tempt people and stuff because they were reporting
Right.
on. So they were also doing that. So I don't understand like Crowley's role, at least on that side.
But it still could be a disinterested thing, like, they're
Right.
looking for the downfall of oh, they're sorry, they're looking hell is looking to win the war. Heaven and hell are looking to win the war, so they're focused on each other, not necessarily on Earth. Earth is just
Yeah.
a medium for that to happen, so they're not really I could see that, I'm saying, I could see them not being concerned about Earth really, the only one that are really concerned about it seem to be Crowley um, and Aziraphale, so
Yeah, I'd be curious to see because we don't hear from God very much at all, right? It
Right.
was like that intro in season 1,
Mhm.
and then we see God speak directly to Job here,
Right.
which is
Mhm.
interesting and not use Metatron.
Mhm.
Um,
Exactly. And I like that piece too because I am very against Metatron. That sounds very religious to me, very religious, and I do not like it.
yeah,
I mean, not the show, but I like the
right,
concept. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Interesting indeed, interesting indeed. Well, so I guess not to give it a rating, but do you enjoy episode 2? Compared to episode
I
1?
did. I
Yeah.
did. It was. I guess maybe it was a lot. It was. I said not a lot. It was more. Um, I liked it because the mystery seemed to be coming out more, right? So obviously the mystery started with episode 1 and episode 2 it gets more like they're talking about the record and that
Right.
song whatever and Aziraphale is trying to figure out where what to do with Gabriel and stuff like that. Also got more information about the fact that this small miracle that they were supposed to have performed is the miracle the size of or with the ability of an archangel.
Right. Is what it was
You
like
know,
25 Lazari is on the
Lazari or
scale,
something.
right? So equivalent to raising 25 people from the dead, I guess, is kind
I
of
guess maybe that's
the
the
impact of
concept.
that, which
Yeah,
is pretty significant, I would say.
yeah.
Um,
So I don't know. I feel
yeah.
like the plot thickens. That's what
Yeah.
I think, and so
Is that
I'm
is
I'm excited
interesting.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, the power of an archangel piece is interesting.
Hmm.
Um, we have it it seems like at least the the 2 shopkeeper couple, well, not couple yet, but whatever, the love
Hmm.
interest they have is at least now has a purpose in that Aziraphale basically said that that's the
Right.
miracle he did. So now we kinda have to be involved with them to try
Right.
to get that to happen. So
Yeah,
I'm
and my
curious if
first
if
thought
that will be their only purpose for being here, or if there's still some other thing going on as to why, given that the one chick did have that record coming to her, so she
right,
is tied to this in some
right.
way.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, and I'm also wondering if like, I was thinking if they're going to try to get these 2 together, they have to first get the shop or the coffee keeper and her current, partner, they have to break them up.
Yeah, I would hope.
So that is going to be, rough.
Yeah.
Because they may be together not because of, like, love's sake, but
Yeah, it sounds like it's not really a great situation just
right,
given
yeah.
how it went, so
But a lot of people stay in a relationship because they feel like they have to. You know, that's a very religious thing as well. Not saying all of them, all relationships are like that, but very religious thing where people feel like they have to stay in a relationship because, you know, the thing with Jesus was like, um, yeah, in the beginning, I guess there was no um, divorce, but God uh, ordained it or something because of the hardness of your heart or whatever. So that people take that to be like, okay, well, divorce isn't an option. You know, the Catholic Church is really big on that. So um, I'm interested to see like I kind of feel like that's one of this situations where this situation in the story is that they are together for not because of love, just really because of something else. Something else is just keeping them together, you know, and they
yeah,
don't really want to be there. So
for sure, for sure.
anyways,
Alright,
I
folks.
liked it. What did you
Yes.
think? You didn't say.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I liked the what's the word? Reimagining of the story of Job and seeing how that
Mhm.
all worked out. I really enjoyed that. I would have enjoyed a little bit more of like if they had, because to your point, how you kept researching to see how many children he had, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
So you came up with 10. I would have liked them to have shown him with 10 at the end. I think that'd been a little nice little Easter egg for someone like us to see, right? Like, oh,
Yeah.
so it is 10. So that's how they got to 10 from,
Right.
that, but that's a minor thing. But I think it would have been interesting to see. But
Yeah.
I loved it. I enjoyed the comedy of it as always. It's definitely a comedy show, which I do enjoy.
Yes.
So it was just, yeah, a lot of the quirkiness, and I'm enjoying seeing just seeing how Crowley and Aziraphale interact and what kind of seeing some of their internal kind of struggle
Battles.
with kind
Yeah.
of all of this and kind of what that means.
Mhm.
Um, and their interesting relationship. They could we still don't really know. We don't see them just like hanging out very much. They're usually
Right.
doing something. So
Right. Mhm.
what they do in their free time, we still don't really know
Right.
yet.
Yeah.
You know, he intimated
Yeah.
that it was their shop, but I'm like, "Why?"
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Because he definitely says that's his car,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
But you're like, "But that's our shop." But I'm like, "Well, who said that?" So I guess we'll see. I guess
Yeah.
we'll see.
Definitely.
Um, yeah, alright, well, more to come, more to come.
Yeah.
Well, as always, folks, thanks for watching. We appreciate you. As always, you can click that like, subscribe, notification bell is the important one, so you know when we have new stuff. YouTube likes
Thumbs
to
up.
sometimes bury things, so yeah, go do that. Again, and share with if you liked it, enjoyed it, share with a friend. And
Yeah.
we're out there on Instagram, Twitters, and stuff. Unofficially opinionated. Search us, you'll see us. You'll see the
Yep.
logo there. You recognize us. If it's something weird, it's probably not us. But
Would you say if
if
it's
it's
what?
something weird, it's probably not us.
Oh.
But I don't think anyone's trying to impersonate us right now, so I think you're
No,
pretty
we're not
safe.
that
If you
popular.
if you see the name, you see the logo, that's us.
Right.
Say hello. You see our tags here on our little lower thirds. If you want to check us out individually. I don't
Yeah.
post a whole lot, but I will reply.
I
And if,
post,
but just know
quite a
if
bit.
you do DM me, you may get a lot of reels from me.
Yeah,
You will be a
Chris
victim.
loves sending reels.
My wife is getting tired of them, and so if you happen to message me, I don't know, you might be a victim of getting 10 reels, 20 reels a day. So just warning. But if that's your thing, you like funny reels or ones that only I think are funny, hey, come say hi. I'd love to see you there.
Nice.
All right. Well, again, thanks again, y'all. I guess we'll see you next time.
Ciao.
Bye bye.